Thumbnail! Hello everybody, this is the Not So Serious, and today I have another story time! No, you talked for too long!
Boo,
No,
you
not
suck.
another story time! Well, that just drives my confidence through the roof. I promise it's not gonna be a terribly long story time. So today was actually something I actually kind of wanted to do, so in the last video you saw my cat Crow. Well, I have a total of 4 pets right now, keyword right now, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of explain how I got them. But so I wanted to do them in order, and Crow is actually the last pet that we've gotten so far. And so I thought it'd be fun to start from the beginning. So let's do this.
Say hello to my bunnies.
So these are my bunnies. We got 3 of them. So we got Spencer, Burrito, and Taco in here. So the first rabbit we got is actually Spencer. So I'll start with her story.
So this is little Spencer, this is little Burrito, and this is little Taco. Taco!
So it started off, my husband and I, when we were still dating, we wanted to get a pet together. We had kind of narrowed it down to a rabbit or a bird. So then the first week of my semester, that started in September, the very first week, I was like sitting in bed. The next day I didn't have any classes. Oh gosh, no, Taco, don't jump on my back. I was just scrolling through Facebook and somebody put an ad saying that their sister couldn't keep their rabbit anymore and they wanted to give it a new home, but not for like feeding or anything. They wanted to be a pet. Isn't that right, Spencer? You needed a new home. One other person commented, but then I commented as well, and the first person fell through, and so the guy's like, hey, do you want the rabbit? I'd get you tomorrow. And at the time, my apartment, I was living with 10 other girls in one house. I couldn't have a pet. In my contract, it says I'm not allowed to have any pet of any kind, not even a fish. My husband was living with his aunt at the time before he moved into the house we're in now, and so he was like, we can keep it at my place for now until like, you know, we figure out things otherwise. And I was like, sweet. So the next day, the guy brings over the rabbit, and on the picture, you can't really tell the size. It looks like a completely grown rabbit, which I was completely fine with. But then we got her, and she was so tiny. She was so young. Hi, Crow. Hello there. She was so tiny. Like, she might have been like up to like around here instead. Like, she was so puny. She was so cute. This is our first rabbit. We were still figuring things out, and we're like, what should we name her? We couldn't decide on anything, and at the time we were obsessed with watching Criminal Minds. It's like, what about Spencer from Criminal Minds? And he was like, okay, but what if the rabbit's a girl? And I was like, then keep her name as Spencer. Later we found out how to check the gender, which is kind of awkward for the rabbit, but we found out she was a girl, and we just stuck with the name Spencer. She didn't have any friends though. But we didn't always have time to be with Spencer, and she was okay with it, but we're like, we should get her a friend. One thing that I kind of said is like, I wanted the next pet to be named Taco. Whether it was like a turtle or a rabbit, I wanted the next pet to be named Taco. Sorry, I wanted to sit down again. Rabbits are cute, but they can be a little boring. That leads me to how we ended up getting Taco and Burrito. My friend went to a bookstore where you can sell and buy your textbooks. She went there and she came back and she was like, dude, they're selling bunnies! And I was like, what? And I texted my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, dude, can we go check them out? We don't have to buy any. We can just like look and see if we want to get any. And he was like, yeah, definitely, let's go. We went, and there were 2 rabbits left. The woman selling them, she was like, yeah, my boss said I can sell them here. Our family breeds rabbits, and we just happen to have a litter, and we're like, oh, we should probably sell them. We asked the gender, and she said they were both girls, and they're sisters, and they're like bonded. I actually wanted the one that we named Taco because I thought she was like cuter, but my husband looked at Burrito and actually really wanted her, and we couldn't really decide which ones we wanted, and he was like, we should just get both. And I was like, yes. So we ended up getting both. I named Taco, obviously, and my husband thought it was very fitting to name her sister Burrito. And they're both brown, and Spencer's white and has a white person name, and we're like, oh, it's the Mexican sisters with the American, and we had a lot of jokes about that. Last story is Crow. Side note, growing up, I was never allowed to have pets with fur. I could have snakes, I could have certain bugs, I could have lizards, I could have fish, I could have hermit crabs. I had all those. I also had turtles, so I had almost every like basic reptile, like lizard, snake, turtle, whatever. I've always wanted a pet with like fur. Like, I've always wanted a dog. I didn't want a cat until now, so having the rabbits kind of triggered something towards like I want more now. Like I have my rabbits, but now I wanted to have like other pets. I really want a tortoise. That's one of my lifetime like dreams, is having a tortoise. Look, it's Crow. Thumbnail. Oh, he left. We actually adopted Crow from an adoption program that was working through PetSmart. So we love looking through pet stores. I love looking at like other pets and being like, oh, I want to eventually have this pet. And this one time we went and we were like looking at the animals, and the last section to look at were the cats that were up for adoption. And we've never talked about getting a cat, and the first cat I see, which is Crow, I just like looked at him and there was like this connection. I was like, I want this cat. I've never had that feeling in my life before about a cat. We already have the 3 rabbits and they're slightly expensive to keep. Like rabbits are not cheap. Like you have, every month you have to buy them like veggies and pellets and hay. And so it's like, do we have the expenses to keep a cat? And so we calculated it and we're like, dude, we can totally keep a cat. And I was like, dude, I really want this cat. He's like, I'm not gonna pressure you into it, but I would like this cat too. And I was like, okay, well, let's get it. And so we got to meet him and he was really shy. Like he was very shy when we first like met him. When we first brought him home, he there is a desk over there and there's the under part of it, and he went and hid under there for hours until we were able to kind of like coax him out. He warmed up to us pretty quickly actually. And he loves the rabbits, which is funny. Like he tries to mimic us and he'll try to pet the rabbits, but it's more like of swatting the rabbits sometimes, or like jumping up because he wants to play with them. He plays a little too harsh sometimes. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all for this story. Like it wasn't gonna be very long. I just wanted to talk about my pets because I love my pets. I mean, who wouldn't love their pets? So, I guess I will end the video. If you like my content, you can totally subscribe. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.